Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all keeping well, and welcome to episode 10 looking at Pydantic. In this video, I want to take a look at inheritance and composition, but purely under the context of creating models in Pydantic. So really quickly, let's go through this here, but I think this will be a lot clearer when we look at the actual code instead. So inheritance, we're basically modeling a is-a relationship. So suppose we had a vehicle class, and then from this class, we then have things like motorbike, bus, etc. The vehicle will basically be like our superclass or our parent class. And then the ones underneath it, say bus, motorbike, they will effectively be the subclasses or child classes of vehicle. So effectively things like a bus and a motorbike, they are a vehicle. So that's where the is a relationship comes from. So like you could say a bus is a vehicle. Composition's a bit different. I've just realized I've made a typo. This is where we have a has a relationship here. So suppose we had a person, they might have things like name, age, and address. The address, for example, that could be its own Pydantic model. So we could say a person has an address. So it's a bit different. They're somewhat related, but I think when you see them in context, they are, I'd argue they're quite different. It's just they tend to often kind of get lumped in together. Let's do inheritance first. So let's do our vehicle class to show this off. So if we say we have a class called vehicle, and this, of course, is going to inherit from base models. So already we're doing a bit of inheritance here. And basically the job of this sort of superclass here is just to provide the very basics about the, about what a vehicle is. Then we can get more granular in subclasses. So for this, I'd always recommend being as, I'd argue kind of as simple and kind of as vague as possible, just so that more things can inherit from it. But of course, this really is very use case specific. So we know all vehicles, we can argue we're going to have wheels. So we're going to have wheels as an integer. And let's suppose we have age. I suppose this is like this. So imagine this is like number of years. And then of course, this guy here is going to be, of course, number of wheels. So that's all well and good. We could go ahead and create an instance of vehicle. But then what we might want to then do is represent kind of more specific vehicles with subclasses of this. So I suppose we have, let's see, motorbike here. Now, rather than inheriting from base model, this is going to be inheriting from vehicle. So for a motorbike, let's do something specific to it. Imagine we want some kind of flag, maybe like racing. So it could be like true if a race bike, or something like that, okay? And for now, let's just leave it as that. I think that's absolutely fine. Let's go ahead and create a different one. So if we go ahead and do bus here, now what's going to be specific to a bus, or what's going to be kind of important to know? So still going to have wheels and age, yeah, of course. Then let's maybe then do passengers as an int. And of course, this is then going to be number of passengers. Cool, all looks good. Now let's go ahead and set up some instances of these here. And basically all the usual rules apply, to be honest. So if we're creating a motorbike, we should see like a little prompt for this. But then because we're inheriting from vehicle, it's also going to be expecting the fields here, which we've taken from our superclass. So let's just say m is equal to a motorbike. And there we go. So let's pause here for a second. We can see wheels, age, racing. So even our motorbike only has racing. Let's bring this prompt back a sec. It has wheels and age because we're inheriting from vehicle. So let's do wheels as 2, age, imagine the motorbike's only a year old, and yes, this is a racing bike. And then running our code, we can see a nice printout of what this looks like. And of course, all the usual rules apply. So if we did age as, say, like a list like this, okay, yeah, it looks good. We get a validation error for the motorbike. So in this case here, we've broken the rule for, let's see, broken the rule for age, and this is coming from the superclass of motorbike. So usual stuff applies, it's just that our fields are defined kind of earlier on in the superclass. Let's go ahead and then do B. This is going to be for a bus this time. We can see wheels, age, or buses, I don't know, 8 maybe? So let's try that. Age, maybe this is an older bus, and maybe the number of passengers, let's say it's 50. Then let's say print B, and we should be good. There we are, wheels 8, age 10, passengers 50. Nice. Of course, you could also do like validation here as well. So if you wanted to do some kind of validation to this, maybe you want to do some kind of like field validator or model validator, you could easily pass that into your superclass, and of course that would then run whenever you create an instance of motorbike or bus. So that's inheritance covered. So one more time, we've created a superclass, and this has, in this case, 2 fields defined as ints. We've then inherited from this twice, once for motorbike and once for bus. The job of these 2 classes is just to be more specific about what it's creating. They still have wheels and an age, but the motorbike then just has the additional field of racing. The bus has an additional field of passengers here. So the benefit of this really is that you wouldn't have to create wheels and age like, if we were doing this without inheritance. You would have to do something like that. I know that's horribly formatted, but you wouldn't basically have, let's make this actually look nice. You wouldn't have that basically. So we're saying, okay, these 2 classes, they have common things, wheels, age. So instead, we can remove these. Let's rewind it all back. Stick these into a superclass, which is a nice base model. We'll inherit from that, and then it keeps things sort of nice and clean and tidy. So, with that said, that kind of covers inheritance. Let's now take a look at composition instead. So for composition, let's go ahead and start off with our person class. This, of course, has to inherit from our base model, as always. We'll start off without doing any composition, then we'll kind of gradually integrate it in. So we'll just say, keep it as simple as possible. Name is string, age is int. Then we can go ahead and define a person. So P is equal to person, name, let's say his name is John. And let's say John is 30 years old. So nothing special about this so far. A simple base model with 2 fields, string and int. Hit run, then looks good. Now, where composition can come into the mix, suppose we now want to have an additional field here, this address field. So, this could be a string, and you could try and pass in something like, I don't know, 1 main street, some city of some state or whatever. However, what if you want to be, pardon the pun, more pedantic, or Pydantic, you could say? What if you wanted to be a bit more specific about what an address actually is? Well, that's when we could then do a bit of composition and make this into a custom type or a custom model. So for that, let's actually blank this off for a second. Let's go ahead and do class address. Of course, this has to be a base model, and just kind of get the gist of it down. We won't do a massive address class. Let's do street. Let's just say this is a string, and let's just do city as a string as well. Then what we can do is bring address back here and then say this is of type address. So now we have this additional field address of type address. What's now going to happen, if I just did address is equal to, say we did something like this here, address is equal to 1 main street, it's not going to like it. And we can see input should be a valid dictionary or instance of address. So basically Pydantic saying the value you've provided for address, it doesn't really suit what you're trying to do here. A few ways you could do it. You could do it as a dictionary, or you could pass in just an instance of it. Let's do it as, in fact, I'll just pass in an instance. It's pretty small in this case. So it wants street and city. So let's just say street is equal to, let's just do 1 main street, and city is going to be equal to London, like that. And if you want to, you could sort of do this like a little multi-line thing. There we go. That's a little bit neater. And we'll clear the screen and hit run. There we are. So now we can see we have a person class. This has a string. This has, in this case, an integer. And then the address, this is where the composition bit actually comes in. The address is the address object, which we defined earlier. And hopefully this highlights the difference between composition and inheritance. With motorbike and the bus, these are vehicles because they kind of come directly from the vehicle class. However, a person is not an address. It has an address. So that's where I was talking about earlier with the is a and has a relationship. A person has an address. A motorbike and a bus, they don't have a vehicle. They are vehicles because they come from the vehicle superclass. So that's all we have time for in this video. Hopefully that's kind of ironed out the differences between inheritance and composition, and hopefully showed some of the benefits of those two techniques as well. Cheers for watching, guys. Hope you all have a great weekend, and see you in the next video.